welcome back everybody. I'm going to make a quick video here on this ultrasonic cleaner we picked up. So we've been watching lots of restoration videos and figured out that this is a great way to clean things. So we've got the carburetor for the 5-horse Briggs in here. I've went and stripped it apart, taken everything off of it, tried to get as much of the loose, dirt, paint, grime off of it as I could. So this is going to be our first test piece. So we picked this up on eBay. They're all over the place. This is a 10-liter. We wanted to be able to fit a carburetor for a small block Chevy in it. So on the left side here, you've got your temperature, so it will heat your liquid. This is what it's currently at, and this is what it's set to. So everything is in Celsius, so there's not a Fahrenheit option that I could find. Really not a big deal. Simple conversion. You've got time on this side. I thought it would only go to 30 minutes, but obviously I've got it at 60 here, and I went past that a little bit, so I imagine it can go to 99 minutes. You can't set seconds. So we're just sitting here waiting for it to heat up. I kind of had this sitting in there soaking, trying to get everything, and then I realized I wasn't taping, so I pulled it back out for a minute. So it's just kind of sitting there. I've got the level just above it. So the cleaning liquid we're using is Simple Green. I put a cup of that in, and I don't know, 12 or 14 cups of hot water. I started with hot water to give the hot tap water to give the heater a little help. So it's been in for about, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes, and it's only gone up. It started at 39, so it's a little slow. That's all right. So we're just gonna hold it here for now, and we'll come back to you when we kick it on. All right, so I don't know how well you're gonna be able to hear me. This thing is pretty loud. Obviously, we've gone ahead and turned it on. So got the timer set. We're gonna let it sit in there for an hour. Put a little more water in it because it was much louder before I put a couple more cups of water in. So just gonna let it go for a while, and obviously it's doing something. I can hear it. I can see some popping. So it's doing its thing. So it's obviously still hot, which is nice. So we're just gonna let this thing go for the next 56 minutes, I think is on there, and we'll find you when we're done. Alright, so this thing just finished. It's still very hot. It actually, I had it set at 50°C, and after I turned the ultrasonic part on, it actually sustained about 55, 56. So, there's nothing in there I was worried about melting, but I guess that's something to take into account, is it, on a purely subjective test that we just had, it's going to add a couple of degrees Celsius when you turn the ultrasonic on. So, anyway, I'm going to pull this out here. Already it looks, that's kind of, the paint has, what little bit of paint was left has kind of turned to mush, which is good, I suppose. So I didn't do a very good before and after, but let's bring it over to, this is cleaned up very well. There was some crusties in little passages here, so that's cleaned up pretty nice. Still some paint, but we'll give all that a wash down. Make sure we get everything out of it. This thing is very warm. The screen on the bottom seems to have cleaned itself out fairly well. A lot of the paint came off. There wasn't a whole lot left, but what is left really just seems to be rubbing right off. So it had a fair amount of kind of oily grime on it. You can kind of see some in in the butterfly there, and it's come loose pretty good, so I may need to go over it with a light brush and get the rest, but I'm more worried about the internal. But like I said, there was even some crusty stuff right here that appears that it's come off, so that's, so far I'm pretty happy. I'm going to drain this here when it cools off a little bit. It's still pretty hot. I'm going to run it through a couple of coffee filters. It does have a nice drain here on the side, makes it real easy. I'm going to drain it through a coffee filter and see the amount of junk that it actually got out of this thing. But I mean, thus far, I mean, purely subjective. We haven't, obviously we don't know if it runs yet or not, but it appears as if it's done a pretty good job. So we'll definitely be using this in the future. And so thus far, recommended by me. I'll keep you guys updated as we use it more and more. Be sure to check out my Instagram. I've been doing some stuff on the side on the 5-horse Briggs that just wasn't really enough to make a video out of, so I got some rust out of the fuel tank using various methods, so go check that out on there, and we will see you in the next one.